Hi, my name is Steph. If you'd like to come on and have a seat for some symbolic support. We have a little bit of a special scry today as we are scrying in the name of Matthew. Here's the Inkblot. We'll get to better lighting that we're going to scry for shapes and symbols that speak to our psyche and psychic senses. And as usual, Mr. Ghost Gift is here. We're going to have a Ghost Tube kicking for any audio additions that may further inspire or irritate. The specialty part comes in. So Matthew, thank you. We are going to be utilizing I have 4 decks that Matthew has created, and we're going to utilize these to enhance the artistry and see what insights come through. So I'll put the link below to Matthew's shop if you're interested in, I call them chaos decks, the arcane lists. Nonetheless, but I think he might refer to them as magpie decks. I'm not really sure. It's not the point. I apologize. But we are going to scry. Let's get going here. So thank you, Matthew, so much. I'm going to take a moment to open up, but if you would like to start scrying and seeing what shapes or symbols may stand out and speak to your psyche and psychic senses. As well, we had 3 cards that came out in the pre-shuffle, and I'll get to those in a moment. Okay. Taking a nice deep breath, closing the eyes, cleansing the palate of perception, releasing the race in the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of my muse, Matthew. Matthew, thank you so much for being here, for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. Let's go. All right. Okay. I'm going to take a quick moment here. I'm going to zoom out. I am seeing, I don't know if it's a like Japanese woman or feminine energy. She's wearing like a black cloak, almost like I don't know what they're called, but there's some sort of singers. Okay, I'm also seeing what I'm going to call a monster or a clown kind of feel. Almost like Capricorn energy, if you can imagine that, or like typically how the devil is depicted, especially in that little show called Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. So there's a comedic element to it. And then I also want to note right here is like I'm seeing your solar body, or what I'm sensing is your solar body. Of course, see, sense, and feel for yourself first. It's like it's being picked up. And it goes through like I feel like I'm going, what are those movies called? The Maze? Is it the Maze series? And like there's all these different trials that you go through. So I feel like I'm going through fire or through lava. Like the floor is lava, the floor is lava. And this kind of serves me because I feel like I play with things because it inspires me to do things a little differently. So like in this space, it's like if I was creating something, doing something, going to work, and it's like all of a sudden the floor is lava, the floor is lava. And I get to the same result, let's just say as an example, this blank canvas or your computer or the kitchen. But the journey was a lot more fun, or it was inspiring, and maybe it jogged something within me. But it feels like a fire trial. It also feels like through this I transmute a playful way of moving through what angers me. So it doesn't become a virus of anger that I hold on to. It's transmuted into passion or towards my passion. And then from here, it's like I go into, like if you can imagine a volcano erupting. I feel like something really significant might have happened in your life where there's like a theme of something. I don't know really what that means, but there's some sort of theme. And I see this volcano erupt, and then it makes like the like mold for new land, like once the lava has cooled. Yeah, okay, I think I'm using the right words there. And then like new landscapes, what may appear barren, but it's like the beginning conditions for something. Oh, interesting. Okay, oh my goodness. So we have here the higher ground, and I apologize, I don't know, I feel like this might be called the arcane list. Links are below anyway. I will put to his shop. Yeah, okay. Higher ground. This is that new land. Like, look, the floor is lava. The floor is lava. Moontooth. Ornamatrix. Okay. Okay, so there's something about like cutting pieces I have like paper. I might have even like cut my hair at some point in time. I feel like that was, and it doesn't have to be that exactly, but it's kind of giving me the feeling of something like that. Something pivotal, a point in time where maybe you changed jobs or you just did something, or I cut my hair. I had long hair and now I have short hair.
Deborah.
I also feel like when I create things, I do them with the precision of a barber or a hairdresser, like each strand of hair, but I can do things in chunks. So also something about layers is coming through. So that, that lava that I was talking about, and I'll bring these up for you so you can see them. Oy vey. Well, hold on a minute. Sorry, my apologies. There we go.
Disfigured.
So there's something about, okay, give me a moment. The new land, like it's like, I don't know, like black rock or something. Whatever lava is once it's cooled, and maybe it's still lava, but it's the landscape. And it comes from a burning sensation of cleansing something, an eruption, and like an esoteric eruption. Yeah, that's the word I want to use, an esoteric eruption. I feel like at some point in time I had to, something like bit me in the arse. Something bit me in the arse, and it really kind of was like a bullseye for me. I had to isolate myself for a little bit, or maybe I do. Maybe that's something I feel like I'm doing right now, like in spurts. It's just a part of my life. I integrate it in. I'm very extroverted, but also very introverted. Something about my shadow, like taking a bite out of my shadow. There's been so many different phases. It's almost like I followed the lunar calendar. I appreciate what like the moonshine to sunshine equally in regards to creating a
What do you want?
Fulfilling awareness. Somebody with a goatee is stepping forward. I feel like it's a black goatee. There's a conversation happening over here in this lava. I don't know
What do you
and
want?
then okay, so even if you're on a device, you can zoom in to this little conversation here. There's a boy or a person, I can't tell with the scope that I'm in, and they are greeted or have met and are meeting. I'm not sure what that is yet. You know how when a duck or a swan is in the water and they kind of stand up a little bit in the water and they flap their wings? I feel like I'm seeing that. I don't know what that means, but a duck might mean
What
something
happened
to
to
you,
me?
or a swan. I'm not sure, love, what happened to you. We're here for Matthew, if you have any messages for Matthew. Or anyone else that may be resonating with this. Please do feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for all your support. It truly warms my haunted heart. So thank you. All right, so I want to come back down here because there is a connection in here. I feel like we were like pushed together. This could be the moon and the sun of the self, the masculine, the feminine energy, the chaos and the calm, or another person. But I feel like I was pushed together. Like, look at it. Look at yourself. Look at me. Get together. I'm also seeing like bull horns up here, like if I feel like it's almost like a cowboy. And now I'm seeing it like a clown that's a cowboy. Or is that just in my imagination from when I was a kid? I can't remember. Ten of Cups. Yeah, I'm in here. Sorry, I kind of like jumped up here because I'm trying to determine at least what the energy that I'm feeling is up here. And you have the Ten of Cups stepping forward.
You're listening.
And it's like these people coming together. And it spreads out. Give me a moment.
Nobody understands.
Page of Wands and the Four of Pentacles.
In
And
front of you.
then you have the Devil here. Yeah, that Capricorn energy. And again, it's not that you have to identify in any shape or way, or just Capricorn energy. There's a... Okay, so there's an air of like some sort of punishment around something. I don't... Or maybe it's just like a sternness of discipline. Harnessing my own discipline. I feel like one of my parents, or something about my parents. I might have butted heads with them. It's almost like I feel like I didn't stay at home long for some reason. Well, okay. Oh, yeah, see, that's like a... It flips on me there. I had everything.
Buried.
But there was something else I wanted to do. Create. I feel like I'm very... There's loudness here. Because like these people are... The way I'm seeing it is like if two people were at a microphone and they're singing from like this one microphone. I don't know if there's like some fighting or something like that, or it's another expression of something. One's more blue, so there's something emotional about it. It's funny because in this, I can't really decide, as me just being a guest here, so thank you. And I'm not looking to be right or wrong. It's just, moving through the feelings and the emotions. I can't determine if I had like a good childhood or a bad childhood. I don't know. It's just something along the lines. It's like there's things on both sides. That's how it makes me feel. Like there's things on both sides. Okay, so I want to come back up here for a moment. Okay, it's time. So right in here, as I'm moving up from, like if you want to see the coloring of this card, Judgment, the age of earthly hedonism. And there's all these things piled up. But right in this coloring of like the sunrise, sunset of the horizon, I want to plop in there. Also, Gemini vibes are coming through. And I want to plop it right in there. And then I have here the tool shed with this blue. And then the Chirgian. Oh, sorry, I can't pronounce it. And yeah, see, I dissected something. I have to really look at myself. So I want to put that page with that. And it's almost like sacrifice something of myself. It's like I can hear like a slicing and dicing, a recreation. Like if the mad scientist was creating, Dr. Frankenstein was creating something. It's almost like I'm looked at as mad, like the Mad Hatter. But you make wonderful hats. I don't know if you have an office or something like that, or there's a separate space that you do certain work in.
Sing.
There's a sensation that I can work with, because I'm hearing the song. I don't know who it's by, but I think it's called The Heathens, and that's great because it's a fun song. It's a fun song. Like something might have been misunderstood or some sort of intention is implied, but it's not actually that. It's almost like laughable. It's laughable that that's what people would think, because it means, or it implies, it reveals that they're not listening. Okay, sorry, give me a moment. Something about my arm is coming through, like elbow to hand. There's lots of shadow stuff up here, but there's like this gentle boundary about it. It's like I can visit the night realm when needed. When I hear it calling and I call back, or vice versa. And maybe that's in like in a subconscious state, or there's this calling, or there's this sensation. It's almost like I have, I don't know the term, so I apologize. And it's not meant to be that, but it's just like the feeling of like ADHD or something, or I don't even know, or ADD, what the difference is. I'm not trying to be ignorant. I just don't know. But it's like I get this feeling, and maybe it's even just anxiety. and I need to do something with it. And it might seem like a shadow aspect, or, you know, something that's wrong, but it's not. It's like a building up of something. And then I move with it when I feel that as a call. And then it calms me down. And it's something creative because it's in a sacral space. And then it's like seeing one of those, again, I don't know what they're called, but it's not a top, but it's like a spinny thing or a gadget, something along that lines. I feel like I'm also counting something. I'm also counting. Yeah, I'm back down here. My attention, oh, I apologize. My attention came back down here, and see this person here with, again, like this, the fire walk, the fire trials, and I've worked through them, and I'm wiser for it. I'm wiser for it.
How did I die?
I'm not sure. I'm also seeing a baby Tyrannosaurus Rex or something about dinosaurs. There's something up there that's not showing me any, like it's blocking me, and that's okay. I'm seeing a sloth pointing their finger, like they're reaching out very, very slowly, but they're reaching out to like tap this energy on the back, but this energy is talking to this one or is interacting with this energy. There's even like, and it's so small, I'll come back to this in a moment. I hear you. There's even another story just in these fine lines. I tell you, I can just be here forever sometimes, so I'm not going to take up too much of your time. See, there's another aspect meeting another thing. I feel very protective over my creativity process. You know how some people, okay, so suddenly I'm like flipping through Instagram or something like that, and they show like how their work is done, how it's made, like how the sausage is made. And I feel like that's not, I don't know if you do or don't. But I feel like you don't. You protect that process. Okay, back down. It's like I'm coming back down to earth, taking this part, gravity coming in to these fire trials. Okay, sorry. My friend just said something to me the other day, and I'm trying to remember what it was because it's stepping forward through. But it's almost like being like a chaos magician, but without create. My process may be chaotic, but the effects are meant to be calming, or are calming, or the whole alchemy of it is calming for me, is how I'm feeling. Okay. Yeah, it does something. It does something for me. The whole process of it, the creative process of alchemy. It's like somebody that is a genius but is viewed as crazy if they're, you know, in the, I don't want to say the wrong time, because I don't feel like that's the thing. And I'm also seeing somebody or an energy like being on a unicycle. So their legs are doing something, their arms are also doing something else, and then, or maybe they're juggling. And then they're also like playing a flute or a recorder in their mouth. Like I feel like just a lot's going on. If any of these cards mean anything to you, you know the drill. Please see, sense, and feel for yourself first. There might have been things that have kept you up at night, especially in reflection of those patches. I feel like I collect a lot of things that remind me of things, and sometimes that's really beneficial, and other times it doesn't feel beneficial. It just feels like a reminder of something. I feel like I also might be redecorating. It's like that whole volcano feel. I don't know how else to say that. It's just like the big volcano feel. I'm going to flip this. Matthew, I hope you're enjoying. Please do like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to keep going here. I'm going to keep going. Let's flip it. If anything else is standing or stepping forward to you to see, sense, and feel, I'm going to take a moment again to zoom out and then slowly start to zoom in. There's a lot of laughing. There's like all this excitement around me. All this excitement. That's where that is. I want to play. I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually white
Possessed.
up here. I'm going to put that there for a moment. You've had a lot to come through about moon energy. Moonshine. I feel like I took a portal here all of a sudden. Sorry. You know what it reminds me of is if I, like the Sword in the Stone story. But there's many swords in the stone. And they're like fossilized of where they once were. And there's this one specifically I wanted for the here and now of something that I want to grow. That, again, it feels like it calls for my spirit, but I'm seeing it like Merlin. Is that even in I don't even know. It's not the point if it's in the same story. Nobody knows. Well, you're here with Steph, so we're surreal at best. Connect your own dots. Connect your own moon cycles, the phases, the lunar calendar. Could also be something about like Judaism or the faith of Judaism. Kind of feels like very esoteric in that space, or like Kabbalah or anything, anyway, sorry, I want to come back here. What I want to grow, and I need this one sword specifically, Merlin style, to grow this one thing in this lifetime. And inevitably takes me to higher ground, but sometimes it's lonely on the higher ground. So even this coloring is the same. I'm seeing Ren and Stimpy, but I think it's 2 Rens or 2 Stimpies. Forgive me, I'm not entirely sure which one it is. Okay, so in this card, this is what I feel like is the process of it. I will bring these up so you can see them more clearly. So I can just give them, like, where's that card? Where is it? When I was talking about the daisy, I think it's a daisy like right there. This is what happens when I go into that daisy. That's what that's making me feel like. I feel like at some point in time, like, this is going to sound creepy. Yeah, amplifiers on the bottom. It feels like I was just like,
stop it,
burned alive. I feel like this is maybe in that fire trial. Oh, you might even, you know what it makes me feel like? You might be the amplifier. Also, maybe something about amplifying. Again, loud sounds, the frequencies. But I have this inner dimension that kind of has like a Cheshire Cat feel. And I feel like I do or am very mindful of that, of like this Cheshire Cat. There's sunglasses. I feel very cool. I feel cool. Like cool. Like not
candle,
cool in temperature. I feel cool. I feel like I like me. And that maybe that wasn't always the case at some point in time. Or maybe it's just the way, again, like the heatheny things is coming around. But it's feel like I like me. I like me. Your attention can amplify whatever you feel is fortune for you. I feel like I'm having a conversation with somebody. I'm not sure if they're in spirit. It's very calming. It's a very calming conversation. You know, like in the Addams Family,
Leave here.
how there is a thing, right? I feel like you have like a flame that kind of follows you. Your light, your hermit light, if Virgo as well stands out to you or anything like that. And it doesn't have to be in those signs, but it could just be an energy. The flame, the veil beyond, so that you can see things. Yeah, I've had to go through Memento Mori. Sorry, give me a second.
Joan.
In a weird way, I feel like you could watch horror movies and think that they're funny, but I don't. For like me, stuff that's very uncomfortable. But I feel like you've been through some stuff, so it's like hard pressed to hurt you. Okay, give me a moment.
What do I do?
Something about like, you know, I'm gonna say back in the day, and I don't know how old you are, and it's not the point, but even just reflectively, I'm at a stage back in the day, and I always say back in the day, but whatever. And I'm, you know, maybe it's like the Three Stooges or Charlie Chaplin, and when their time is up, like this big hook thing comes out, and then they get pulled off the stage by this big hook. That's what I'm seeing. It's very fun. It's very fun. Okay, sorry, I got to come back in here for a moment. Yeah, see, I'm laughing a lot down here. There's a feminine figure around you. Like you're so large for them. Like oracally, you're so large. Oh, you know what else I'm seeing? I think it's the, is it Nintendo? It might be Nintendo. The ghosts, the little ghosts in Nintendo. Like they're not the Yoshis. I think they're little ghosts. I see them around you. Playful, playful. Okay, Queen of the Nights come through. Oh, no, we're not taking those, or we are taking those. Okay, Parasite and Eterna. There's that Maze Runner. Maze Runner. That's what those things, that movie was called, Maze Runner. And then your inner child. Okay. So there's feminine energy around you. I don't know if it's something from past life or this life, a partner that you're with. They see you as very large, right? Here she is, and you're very, very large. Like, I'm hearing like hollering again, hollering. And then I'm seeing like this black dog or a shadow dog or something come out of like just my peripheral, and I can reach out and sniff it, like nose to nose. It's like we meet, like, who are you? And it's like, well, who are you? 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 That's what it makes me feel like. Who are you? Who are you? And I don't know if this feminine figure worries that maybe it's even like in your sleep state if you had nightmares, or this is in relation to a feminine figure that you know of in this lifetime, or if it just feels like this
long time ago.
because it's like bringing in like, yeah, Lilith vibes, like from a different time frame. There's that Maze Runner vibe. I feel very active. And I am not like physically active. Like I just feel like I'm moving around a lot. Inner child woman of the apocalypse. There might have been something like with the hollering or the speaking, and it's like maybe I don't know if somebody's telling me to be quiet or I felt like I had to be quiet. And now I don't feel that way. I feel very free. I do. I feel very free. I want this to be known and felt the way, at least, because it's like I've been through my own trials and tribulations. I have a really wonderful sense of humor of it. It makes me feel like the classic, the classic, like, how do I say? Who are you? V is for Vendetta. Yeah. And what is that? Again, it's another woman. I feel like she's like a nanny or something. Or, again, it's a word from the olden days. I don't know what it is. But it's like a queen energy. Like, I kind of want to go back to the beginning. I'm not looking to be right or wrong. It's like I can't decide if I had a good childhood or a bad childhood. And maybe I don't need to decide because it's part of the creation of this magic. Of this magic.
Why are you here?
Okay, sorry. Sorry if I got off track there. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I'm laying on the floor and I'm holding up a doll or a thought, a security, something or other. I'm seeing like those mad scientist glasses as well, or pilot glasses, aviator glasses. Somebody's passed on because I'm seeing a funeral block behind their head. There's the Roadrunner. Fast, fast. There's also another bull in there, but I think it might be more of an ox. The Jinn King and the Reborn. There's been a rebirth here at some point in time. Rebirth. And it's being observed. There's that flame. You know what it reminds me of? It's like seeing like a propane flame versus natural gas flame versus wood flame. Something along that lines. Like they're just different kinds of flames. I'm creating my 10. The Alaman and Lore. Okay. This is you. This feels like you. Something about anime as well. Something about a beaver. Like I feel like, and it's light. It's a light beaver. I am working with. It's very protective over me, this beaver. Like it builds like dams around me to protect me. Do you know what this also makes me feel like is that I very consciously have gone through parts of myself, my energy bodies. It's almost like I am inspired by other cultures, religions, something along that lines. And they help create an environment around me. Again, it's something about orange. Rock and roll, self-indulgence. This helps me. Consciousness. This is how it's making me feel. It's like creating ripples, something about music. See, and it's connected to all the energy centers. my energy centers. It's like, what is that
Singing.
back in the day? And maybe you are a singer, maybe you sing, belt things out, but this is like something you indulge in to work through both the inner child and adult. It like brings them together. This is how I'm feeling. It harmonizes them. Because now I'm seeing like people who put like that, I don't know if it's sugar or salt or whatever they put on a speaker, and then they see it bounce around and it turns into different shapes. And I feel like this is that you have that ability, like music, sound, vibration, inspiration. And while that can feel like hum, 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 loud or something or other, it connects things for me. I'm also feel I'm very connected to something higher up by that flame. I indulge in this sound to expel and express. You know when people like put lights to music, it happens all the time, so it's fine. The lights to music, that's how I'm seeing that. Music and lights, like it's in sync. There's dolphin frequencies around you. And also it's like, oh, look at that. Sorry, you had duet also here off to the side. I didn't even recognize, sorry. Oh my gosh, and I was just about to make that hand thing okay, sorry, camera down here. Okay, so there's somebody or a spirit energy seeing this here, this connection here, which is creative in nature, duet, collaboration. I'm gonna plop you right there. And I was saying like their playground when I was a kid, you know, da 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 da. Bake me a cake. It's not patty cake, but there's something. Anyway, so it's about that. It's like playing with that. You might also be singing like a duet when I saw those people with the microphone. If it wasn't hollering, hooting and hollering, or maybe it was at some point in time, even if it was within the self, you know, yelling at myself. And now it's I sing to myself. I am in that state of my own space of collaboration. My chaos and my calm, my this and my that. My past and my present. It's all very harmonizing. This is what it makes me feel like. Okay.
I hear you.
Close it. Oh my goodness. See, I get all excited when certain things. Okay, this is one. We're going to close out messages for Matthew. Thank you so much for being my muse. I hope this did inspire or irritate equally. But I do hope that it did inspire in some way, shape, or form. Thank you once again for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest. There you are again. Okay. This is the last card. This is how I feel. Here you are again. This is you. Okay. Where was the other card? Okay. First I need that. I know that. Where was you? Okay. Thank you. So what I want to note about this is that where in this card, like the shoulders on the eyes, or like right in the front there,
Related.
I feel like it's also related to here to the self-indulgence card, indulging yourself in things that relax you. And even with all those bunnies, Ren and Stimpy or Ren, I can't remember which one it is. It's like I've worked through all my bunnies and I've transmuted them into creation. It's like I gave them purpose beyond what I could may make sense to another. Something about like the circus of the mind. Maybe this is that fast movement of that maze, because now it's like seeing somebody run around a circus as a child, but through the back, you know, where it's not, this is where all the carnies are, and like just having a great time.
Cheryl.
But you're here and now. And I feel like I'm having a good time. I'm a joker. I'm a joker. Okay. Play the music in the sun. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. Matthew, thank you so much. This has been wild. I could be here for a long time as the ink will constantly change, different psychology of moments. Thank you for all your decks. I thoroughly enjoy them. They are very introspective. They ignite a lot of insights and imagination. And I think that's a beautiful thing for anyone else who is here. Links are below. And until next time, thank you for scrying with me. Bye. I'm a joker. Da-da-da-da. I'm a midnight toker. Na, 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 na.
Libra.